Right, waiting for your confirmation guys, waiting for your confirmation. Right, YouTube पे जो connected है, waiting for your confirmation guys. Okay, great 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 great. YouTube वालों को भी शायद आवाज आ रही है क्या? YouTube वाले यहाँ से कोई YouTube पे जाके बता दो भैया. YouTube वाले तो वेट कर रहे हैं, but yes, I think audio video is clear or not. Let me only check once again. हाँ, नहीं तो पता पड़ा भावेश भाई सेशन ले लिया, शायद आवाज आ रही है, YouTube वाले बोले आवाज ही नहीं आई हमको. ठीक है, क्या बात है, क्या बात है. आकाश ने कंफर्म कर दिया. ग्रेट 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 ग्रेट. So finally, one of the most awaited session, right, which was there, and many a time students used to trouble me out कि सर फॉरेन जाना है, सर फॉरेन जाना है, सर फॉरेन जाना है, क्या करूँ क्या करूँ क्या करूँ. Every time the students used to ask me out, right, and every time I used to reply them in a one simple word, टेंशन मत लो भावेश भाई है आ रहे हैं. ठीक है, this is a simple answer which I used to give them. So Bhavish bhai have been associated with us almost for a year now. You know, we have been associated with each other, definitely with some sessions or other things out, right? So he's a guy, he's a personality who's having a hell lot of experience, right? He have placed a lot of people into a lot of foreign countries, right? And he's a perfect mentor, a guide to guide you which country you should go, how you should go, what is the cost of living, every question which you have related to foreign countries. He's a perfect person to answer it, right? So I'll request, without wasting much of our time, I'll request all of you, those who have connected over a Zoom, I'll request for the people those who have connected over a Zoom to please turn on our videos, please turn on our videos and give him a round of applause. यार वीडियो ऑन करके, भाई दुबई से कनेक्ट हुए मेंटर, यार वीडियो ऑन करके अनम्यूट करके, वीडियो ऑन करके अनम्यूट करके जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करेंगे.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good
Welcome, sir.
Good
Welcome,
afternoon,
sir.
sir.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hello, sir.
Great, great, great. Really thank you, Bhavesh sir, for Bhavesh sir, आप भी म्यूट पे चले गए. Bhavesh sir, really thank you for joining in for this session. In fact, on Sunday, right, and that itself showcase your love and passion towards the student. And Bhavesh sir have a huge exposure in multiple domain of finance, and he is currently working as a finance director in Dubai, right? And definitely, Bhavesh sir, we would be really happy to hear your journey and story. How did you end up in Dubai and what motivated you to work outside India?
First of all, thank you everyone for being here and listening to me. So yeah, money is the prime motivation, right? There cannot be a better motivation than money to move the world, I guess. So we came from very humble background. I'm basically from Porbandar, a small place. And struggled to reach Mumbai. And Mumbai was a challenging city. Like I could not match the energy of woman power there. Like girls were better than me in terms of energy in carrying myself in sustaining in Mumbai. So first time I went for university change, and in Santa Cruz there was a queue of 3 hours, and I can't last 3 hours standing. And there were people who were absolutely chilled, enjoying, and I was struggling to be there. So I felt Mumbai is not for me. And so much, I love Mumbai rain. I love Mumbai vada pav. I love like road ka chaat, everything. But
Bhavesh
then
bhai,
I felt
just so sorry to interrupt. थोड़ा सा voice is low, right? If you could adjust a mic or if you could remove a mic also, it would be great, I think.
okay.
Hello.
Now it is better.
Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect.
Yeah. So I love Mumbai for rest of the thing, barring its infrastructure. Like I can't see a more horrible city in terms of infrastructure compared to Mumbai anywhere else in the world, as much as I've seen. So people are nice. Everything else is nice. Infrastructure is too cramped because everybody wants to come to Mumbai, right? Everybody wants to become a movie star. So 2004, I was struggling. I hardly had a job in hand, and job was say 15,000 INR. Qualified, chartered, fresh, joined new job, was not happy. Otherwise you qualify, you feel you won the world, you're done enough. So I was not happy. Every day I go to office, it was struggle, especially in rainy season when trains are not working. So I thought I want to do something else. And I had a family friend, I'll say. So she called me saying that, do you want to come to Dubai? She met me on Yahoo chat actually. And she wrote to me, I know you qualified recently. Do you want to come to Dubai? And I told straight no as the answer. because I never understood what it offers. So I told no. And then she told, you will get around 100,000 Indian rupees. And those times, like 15,000 and 100,000 is 6x, right? So I was like, I am interested. Tell me a little bit more. And then they started explaining. My husband is already CA. He's working. His firm has 3 vacancies. Literally, interview will be easy. And I landed for the first time in Dubai with that support. And I genuinely felt that, we are so many. One of the theses which I have is we have 18% of world's population in 2 or 3% of world's land. We are too crammed and we are too many. And that's why we come in way of each other's progress in one way. Also, when anything like economics says, right, supply is more than demand, then value goes down. So when I moved out to Dubai, I understood that people in India have tremendous mathematical skills, which rest of the world lacks badly. We are a young country. So we are average age is 28, 29, and rest of the world, especially Europe, is 44. So I had this thought process, and every time I help somebody moving out of India to say Dubai to start with, and then few of my my own cousin brother is in Australia, one of my cousin brother is in Canada, and so on. Uh, I started getting a kick out of it. You start enjoying the process. So I thought it makes sense, and people in India genuinely deserve a much more balanced. When I talk to people, so they want I want job and I want this and that. They have never thought about work-life balance. They have not I can feel somebody who has never seen anything more than struggle. Demand comes from there. Money is great, and we have now been here for long enough. So now we think, okay, I need work-life balance. I need what I want to do. I don't want to do this. You start becoming demanding as you mature in a particular place. So it is very quick money for sure, especially GCC is tax free. So tax free, as much as we don't appreciate it, just to give a difference between, you might get say at the beginning around 60,000 to $80,000 in Dubai. Maybe you will get same salary in Canada or Australia, more or less, barring some difference. But if you go to Canada, 40% tax, 17% VAT, and that destroys your saving capability. That's why I'm big fan of GCC. Also, I was I'm sitting in Abu Dhabi in somebody's office, and that friend of mine, yesterday we met at his house. He called me saying, let's go for a walk. And then he was showing me his office, one of the most grandest office uh, on almost a bank of beautiful waterfront. And he told me, I'm getting 3 times uh, offer from Saudi Arabia, because Saudi is growing very fast. If you understand, Neom city, if you heard about $1 trillion city, and there's a lot of development happening in Saudi. And moment he told me, he is already getting say 40 to 50,000 dirham, and he told me that I am getting 3x. Should I go? Should I stay? Because family is here, golden visa is there, everybody is stable, kids are going to school, everything. You are only 34, worth a shot, man. You should try. So the point is, genuinely outside India, once you start staying every additional year, your value appreciates drastically, because your experience, like in India, people will hire 2 junior and remove 1 senior or stop his growth. Either his growth will be 10%. Here, people give exponential for that maturity, where you can manage the team and you understand fundamentals of, say, you understand IFRS, you understand corporate finance, and you can handle people. You're amazing as a resource for them, because then they don't have to think towards finance, right? And as I told, mathematical skill which Indians bring nowhere else. I have met almost 200 nationalities in Dubai, and I have not found a person who is anywhere close to matching Indian acumen towards numbers.
Got it. Got it. Great. So, Bhavesh, since you mentioned a lot of things about foreign jobs and foreign countries out, right? Just wanted to know from the audience that what is the one reason what motivated you to join this session, or what is the one reason why you want to go into foreign countries? Just wanted to see in the chat box that क्यों जाना चाहते हो foreign में, जरा chat box पे लिख के बताइए. We'll be really happy to read. Right? Those who have connected from a YouTube live also wanted to see that what is the one reason that you want to get into some foreign countries, or what is the one reason which excites you about foreign? The time we talk about the same. Okay, someone is saying paisa, paisa, paisa. Okay, okay, got it, got it, got it. Have new experience, better life. Okay, global money, betterment, exposure, culture. Okay, okay, lifestyle, money. Okay, fame. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Great, better work life. No tax. Oh my God, chalo, great. ठीक है, everyone have a different exposure about foreign countries of new experience. Got it, got it, got it. Great. So Bhavesh, I just wanted to know that since you mentioned that what are the advantages of getting into or going into foreign countries. Now, it would be also great that if you could let us know country by country that which all countries CA freshers can go, right? What are the global opportunities available to CA freshers? Then one by one we'll drill down to each country. So you can
Sure.
just brief down and later on we'll go one by one country.
Sure. So, first of all, people who wrote money, money will definitely come, but there will be a growth in your life where you think money is only incidental or, is only a part of it. So we have reached a stage in my life. I used to think that, if I have $1 million, I can retire in any country, technically. And now we are reaching that stage almost. So we feel now money is not important, but still, there are other things which keep me here. Like Dubai's infrastructure is top notch. So that keeps me here. Apart from that, your ability to move across the world, be it UK, be it anywhere, is much more easier. If you want to do a visa of a foreign country from India, it is like its own like animal. US has 1 year waiting, some countries have 2 year waiting, some countries have 3 year waiting, some countries don't give very high approval rates in India, and so on. With Dubai, those things get sorted. So that's why I am in Dubai. Like, you are in the middle of the world. It's easy to go anywhere. Once you have money, life becomes much easier on this part of the world. Coming to foreign, one of the country which I wanted to talk especially, and then we can talk about others, is Ireland. And I want you people to know this. I was talking to Imon Signis. If you want, I think I sent you a link also, right? You can share in a link if people want to connect. So
Yes.
he's a CP Ireland chairman. And I had a very brief discussion with him. So in my discussion, I was talking to him saying that, and he himself told me that in our country, nobody wants to join finance as a career, or we have shortage of say finance professionals. So our government has critical skill shortage in Ireland as a finance people. And if you understand a little bit pre-Brexit Ireland, so pre-Brexit, a lot of UK finance qualified will go to Ireland, or UK itself was a hub for entire Europe, I'll say. Now what happens that UK has segregated itself from Ireland. So Ireland is becoming now a hub. Like all the Ireland has very low cost corporate tax, 12.5%. Though personal income tax is higher, corporate tax is only 12.5. So all LinkedIn is in Ireland, Amazon is in Ireland, Google is in Ireland, and all these companies have their head offices. They're not one, two, it's 1,700 companies. And if you understand, population of Ireland is 53 lakh. So, when I was talking to him, I told him that, in India, we don't know whether we are 141 crore or 142 crore. We round off 50 lakhs in population. So,
Okay.
they have shortage. And I asked him how much people you need, like in a year where you will be happy. So like happy, almost 800 finance professionals are minimum. This is like critical skill shortage. If there are more, they will still absorb it, but this is minimum. On that side, CPI Ireland, they do 100% placement. Like, they say they are 100% placing and stuff. And they are coming up with their own recruitment agency where you can literally get hired from anywhere. Yes, there is a MRA between India and CPI Ireland, where, this MRA allows you to get CPI Ireland degree in 7 days. So there are three papers. Three papers have objective type test, 20 questions each. 3 hours each is the study, and 30 minutes each is the exam. Basically, in 10 hours, 10.5 hours, you will be CPA Ireland. Uh, so that's one thing. Coming to salaries in Ireland, right? Ireland is beautiful country. If you see the pictures on the Google or something, it's a beautiful country. Irish people are very happy-go-lucky people, very friendly people. Uh, Also, I was hearing to Dublin chapter chairman And he was telling here there are Indian Punjabi concerts, Indian other concerts. So you get your flavor of India somewhere. There are 400 restaurants and orders. So, when people go away from India, then they start understanding the value of your food, the value of your culture, and so on. Like I have kite flying festival today, and I'm going after this session because when you go out of India, I'm from Gujarat, so kite flying is big in Gujarat. So we have at least 50 friends who are going together for kite flying only. And when you have this culture, it helps you to be comfortable in that other country. Like if they have their own culture, if they only celebrate Christmas and then they don't celebrate Diwali, you feel very lonely on Diwali, right? So Ireland is a country where there are 50,000 Indian, which are by far very low number, because I think we have right to have 3 to 5% Indian across the globe, because we are 18% of world's population. 3 to 5 makes sense for any country. We blend well, so Indians are very productive. So that's about Ireland. Obviously, UK is another place where there is a critical skill shortage of accountants still. If visas are getting easier, entire Europe is aging. Like their average age is 44. So and if you understand, Europe's population is 746 million. If 746 million people are at an average age of 44, if they have to be any productive and relevant economy in the world, they have to have at least 100 million from India. Like, easy to make the most productive age is 28 to 40, right? So if they want to come to any meaningful average where, you can really optimize your economy in terms of people, they need a big chunk. And Europe for long resisted, like, all the countries who allowed, foreign immigrants to come, they thrived very well. UAE is one example. Just to give you a brief, like UAE has 12 lakh 50,000 of their population and 35 lakh of Indian population, and total 1 CR total population. So similarly, Canada uh, understood this problem that, if they age, they become irrelevant for the world economy. So they have to bring young people from outside, because in their own country they are not producing, like, they are not so much uh, in terms of procreation. So that's one story. Then similarly, US this year, China for the first year had a negative population growth, and same for US. Up to some extent, US understands this and they allow immigration to a great extent, and that's why US was doing well. So Europe was always wanting to protect their culture, and they do not wanted immigration. This is the first year I'm seeing Germany giving 2 million visas, or Luxembourg giving 270,000 visa, or Malta giving 200,000 visa, and so on. Like, every country in Europe is inviting. And we all are qualified chartered. We are member of a body which has a pedigree of its own, so we can optimize it. Like where I'm saying Ireland, there is a Dublin chapter of ICI, and ICI puts the coordination point, even the mobile number of this chairman of the chapter, on their website, ICI website. So if you connect to those people, like there are 7-8 members from Ireland chapter who will help you to first get to Ireland. Ireland pays between 60,000 to 80,000 euro, which is like good money. So anybody who's coming from small place like me, I'm from Porbandar, Gujarat. So for them, this money is big for their family. And if you stay 5 years, technically you take your family to next level, entire family. Like, I made 8 chartered accountants from my family, and my father always says, you moved out, so technically you did not help India. I tell him that, I sent almost enough money to India, where, even if I'm not there, enough resources are developed. Second thing, because I did CA, 8 of them got inspired. Like my brothers, my cousins, everybody got inspired, and now they all are doing so well wherever they are. And obviously, we have tremendous bonding between us as a family, us as a cultural. Like, if somebody is not having uh, money to study, we are more than happy to help, and it happens automatically. Like, nobody needs to teach. We are all from a place where we want to help each other, right? So Ireland, obviously Germany, Luxembourg, all these places, because London has moved out of financial center for Europe, there are enough individual. Like Germany has tremendous shortage of accountants. Uh, Luxembourg, obviously, and like, Netherlands has decent demand, and a lot of people are moving individually. So it's not that people are not moving. It's just maybe we are not so much aware about this. LinkedIn has made life so much easy. Like when I came in Dubai 2004, there was no Google, there was no LinkedIn. So you have to understand, we took a printout of our CV, went to Bank Street and dropped into each bank. Then, spoke to each consultant, can I come and meet you? Because there was no culture of I am sending you CV. So can I come and meet you? Can I speak? So you people are much more privileged generation. Like with technology on your side, you can literally achieve much more.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So, Bhavesh bhai, you said that countries like Ireland, UK, US, Germany,
Canada for sure. Like
Canada.
Canada, also enough number of chartered accountants are there in Canada.
Okay.
Entire GCC for that matter.
Okay, GCC. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, Bhavesh bhai, which country? I think you have covered detail about Ireland, right? Now move to this part, UAE and the GCC side. What is a procedure? What are the steps that supposingly, ठीक है, I decided, चलो, this is clear कि foreign अब जाना है. You have convinced us to go to foreign, right? Now, tell us the procedure कि what is the steps which I need to take next. ठीक है, अब मैं CA भी बन गया हूँ. I'm prepared with my CV or I'm working on it. And what should be my next step? क्या करूं मैं ऐसा कि so that I can land up to this country, and how to decide which country I should start with?
So I will say that first of all, you should have some acquaintance, somebody known. If you don't have, you have to start networking with people there, obviously. And then see, few things which I considered, and I think everybody considers, is proximity to India matters if you have aging parents. Like if you have siblings who take care of parents, then life is much more easier. But if you are only a kid, or say if you have one more sibling, say brother and sister, but sister is married, has her own limitation, then you should at least think proximity, whether you can come back in case of good and bad day. So whether you want to celebrate your mother's 60th birthday, or her health is not well, in both the situations you will be required, until unless you can bring them to a place where you are working. Like I have shifted lock, stock and barrel. My father is 82, he's here with me. So that happens only after 3 4 5 years, but in the meantime you should have that bandwidth. Either your parents are too young and they allow you to go, then you can choose any country. A lot of people get fancied by this marketing, and I would tell, blur the marketing, like kill the marketing. Because if somebody is telling you Canada is beautiful country, Canada is beautiful country, try to assess genuinely. We are very good at analytics. For me, Canada is minus 40-degree temperature, and I can't survive in a country where there is no sun. So until you are from Punjab or say north of India, Canada makes sense for north of India because they have enough acquaintances, they have enough family members there. Weather is almost similar for them. And there are more than one reasons where it will make sense for them. But for somebody who is from west or south, for them always Singapore mattered, or Australia mattered, or Gulf mattered. Gulf mattered the most because we have 200 years of relationship, right? Second thing, this is a tax-free economy. So a lot of money gets saved, and what you can do in 20 years or 15 years in other parts of the world, you can do here in 5 years in terms of saving, pure saving. Like if you talk about money only, then that's the thing.
Yes, yes.
So
Please
your
continue.
acquaintance, yeah, somebody is asking something.
No. Please continue.
So your acquaintances, like you have some friends, family. Otherwise, you should have a strong network. You understand about what weather conditions are there, because it matters in your health condition, and your health is most important. Uh, I was crossing a road, and one of my professor saw me. Like I was almost getting hit by a car. So he came and put a hand on my shoulder, saying that you are amongst the top 5% of intellectual of this country. Don't risk your life. I took it so seriously. Today also, if I am doing something, I think a lot depends on me for my country. Also, I should not risk myself in any wrong way. So we are very intellectual people. You should not risk your health under any circumstances. For making money, don't risk your health. Fortunately, we are all in an easy job, like staying in front of screen. Still, I tell people after 45 minutes, move away from screen. At least you don't get, uh, like screen, your vision get despair and stuff. So which weather condition suits you. Then food, like your food will matter. Your distance from your country will matter. uh, all those things are there apart from money, taxes, and so on.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So I think you have covered it nicely. Food, your parents, right? Your again cost of living, and again the temperature, right? All those things are
And
gonna be there.
whether you can bring your family, like, why Australia, Canada got super rate, because you can take your family there.
Okay.
Gulf, up to some extent, for very long time, had a restriction that, if you are earning member, you can take your parents. Then very different salary level is required, which is very easily achievable, very honestly. But then, you know if you are allowed your parents in a particular country, if you can afford their insurances and stuff, life becomes much better, because at some point in life, when you succeed, you want your family to be with you to celebrate it, right? Like, when you are in struggle, you can struggle alone, but when you succeed, you want your family to be enjoying your success.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So I think Bhavesh bhai, you mentioned it out clearly. Now let's go by country, so that I think students can also parallelly, those who are there, can make notes or can understand and what's the procedure. So let's start with UAE. I think one of your favorite place where you are there,
So
right? So yeah.
visit visa is super easy. You can apply with a clean white background photograph and a passport, and 350 dirhams for 1 month, 600 dirhams for 2 months. Easy, like, affordable visa. You can come for 60 days. And then, if you do well, like, you have connected to people, you have approached people, like, I tell people that way you are giving your CA final exam with that sincerity. If you search the job, 45 days is more than sufficient. And why I say 45 and not 30 is because, you have 8 days holidays, like, weekends are holiday. Don't come in Ramadan, don't come in Eid holidays, because, those days are dead. Nobody works here. So that doesn't work. But barring that, keep the maximum number of working days. Pretty much, and then, you apply very aggressively. So three parts to the job search process, right? Reach, interview, and then, accepting the right offer. So reach is most important, because a lot of people come and tell me, I'm applying for 1 month, 1.5 month, and, nobody, I did not get enough calls. So I tell them that, there are mass mailing services where you can literally subscribe to them, and they will send your CV to 25,000 people, and you will get 11 interviews, 12 interviews, 20 interviews in next 1 week. And you have to schedule where you want to give interview. Like, this place is far, this is manufacturing, I want to go in service sector. You can do that. But if you get a right, and I don't have now at this moment very strong recommendation on that, but there are these services available in UAE. Second thing is, if mass mailing doesn't work, because mass mailing will work only when people are not very fussy about your profile is matching their JD or not. So situation is when there is a very huge shortage, and way I told you, currently a lot of people from UAE are moving to Qatar, Saudi, because corporate tax is getting implemented, and a lot of accountants moved very long back here, and they're getting decent jumps and they're moving. So in those scenarios, it becomes very different. For UAE population, they are hiring, and they are hiring people even when they don't have relevant skills, because they will pay slightly lower and they will train them. So reach is over. When you go for interview, I tell that, you split your day between reaching out people, then you spend some time understanding the relevant skill. You understand VAT law here. It came in 2018. It's not more than 70 pages document. So if you start in the morning, by evening you will complete. If you have cleared your direct tax, this is not more than 1 day job for you. Uh, so that's only VAT law. Little bit about labor law, because then you know what your rights are when you're negotiating your salary and stuff. And then you have at least 15-20 minutes a motivational video, because they might give a lot of rejection, and that helps you to keep motivated and work next day and next day. With this, within 45 days, I think you should have decent interviews. I also tell, and I am really impressed by mock interviews done by Shivam. If you have friends here, allow them to take your mock interview, even if they are junior than you. It clears your thought process, what you can speak, whether your story is selling or not. I'm a big fan of storytelling. Where you storytell about yourself, it helps other person to hire you. So if your story is building up right way, then it becomes very interesting candidate. Like, people here, Dubai punches more than its weight because of its marketing. So they like, if you are able to sophisticatedly tell that you are growing, or subtly telling that you are growing. If you say that Why I lost the job? Because somebody was, there was too much of work. They were not paying me. You don't need to complain about anybody, right? You need to tell you had a better opportunity, or you felt you need change in say salary, or change in work profile, and so on.
Got it, got it, got it. So Bhavish bhai, so first step which you mentioned out that you need to come and apply. So do you mean that should I come there on a visit visa and apply, or how does it goes?
Yes, because see, India is a very vast country, and a lot of people are approaching from India. Like I get 50 LinkedIn connects in a day. So, I might not be able to answer all of them, because for anybody who is working and doing their job. So for HR also, they get 200 CVs in a day. So they want to see a person who is able to connect to them at a level. So say, for example, somebody sends, please find attached CV. Doesn't work. You have to have at least a cover letter which talks a little bit about you, which makes them feel that I spent 30 seconds on this cover letter. I want to open this attachment. So when you open the attachment, your CV has to have something different from others, which will feel, I want to meet this person. And so on. Like, when they meet you, your energy has to match to feel like I want to hire this person, or I want to give at least a try to this person. And then as you work, first 90 days becomes most critical. If you prove your value, generally I've never seen a chartered accountant losing job or leaving job, or any company firing chartered accountant. Once he's in, until unless he gets that 50% jump where he wants to move out, he stays in that company. He literally takes care of that company.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So, since you said that you should come on a visit visa, so it should be for 3 months. Should be for 3 months.
Now it's 2 months. Previously it was 3 months, but
Okay.
now they've made 2 months visas. They've stopped 3 months visas. So
Okay.
2 months is sufficient. Like 45 days will be sufficient if you plan it well. If you don't come under Ramadan or that big public holidays.
Got it. Got it. So, what will be the cost if I come to Dubai for 45 days just for job hunting?
I'll say 5,000 dirham or 100,000 INR will be safe. Like, you can live with 3,000 dirham, but I always tell people that when you are coming, two things you will never compromise on. One is communication cost. Don't think that I have to call this person and, I don't know whether he will give a job or not, but you have to still call, because you call him, he will call somebody else and help you to get the job also. So you have to communicate, like, you have to spend on your telephone bill, and you have to spend on your taxi also if the place is too far, on uncomfortable, at least on a day of interview. Like afterwards, on a routine, you will find a way, or company, somebody is going uh, traveling from your place to your office, they will pick you up, they will drop, and this services are free. Car and petrol is almost cheap, super cheap. So people will support you. But when you are coming new, if you have an interview, don't sweat, don't like go in a sample clothes, better take a taxi, go and give your best impression, and come out, you will definitely get an offer letter.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Acha, those people, those are not aware of, right? How much one dirham cost, right? I think Bhavish bhai can tell.
22 point something now, and Indian rupee is appreciating. This year we are expecting 21 somewhere, but yeah, so 100,000 INR is sufficient. 1,000 to 1,500 is your accommodation cost. Around 500 to 600 is your food cost, maybe slightly higher. Then rest is your transportation, your telephone bill. Ideally, it is better to bring a laptop if you have. Otherwise, generally, if you are staying in sharing accommodation, or you have a friend who is CA, generally they will be able to help you. But a blazer and a laptop, these are two important things. Like, you should have a suit while you go for interview in Dubai.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So Bhavish bhai, what is the minimum package offered to chartered accountants in Dubai?
I'll say 8 and 9. Any decent company will not offer below 8,000. And there are people who will try to take advantage for trying you at 5,000 or 6,000. But those are far and few firms. They are really not one of the most professional ones. But I'll tell that, if you get job at 6,000, and if you're on your 50 a day, take that 6,000 job, because your cost of living is not more than 3, 4 or 5,000. So moment you spend I tell this to most of the people, saying that, Sachin Tendulkar cannot dream of making century on day one. He goes to the pitch. So what happens when you come in the first 6 months, you have to have a driving license. You will do little bit more study about corporate structure, or little bit more study about your VAT filing, returns filing, practical, right? And you will do little bit more study about law and stuff.
And within 6 months, if somebody is away from their market salary, say for example, a person with a 5 years experience comes to Dubai, he should get average between say 18-20,000. But say he got 12,000. Within 1 year, he will reach that 20,000. But on day one, he has a competition with everybody who is on a visit. So he should take that 12,000 job and then 1 year sincerely work for the company. In the meantime, once he is in the company, once he has money in his pocket, say 50,000 dirham saving, he can then be much comfortable looking for 20,000 job or jumping to 20,000 rather than rejecting when he is on visit with because dirham to INR is still 20, 21, right? 22. So when you come from India, you will not have enough money. So keep some money, save something. After 1 year, 1.5 years, you will get enough opportunity to reach mark to market. Maybe on day one, you will not get mark to market salary.
Got it. So
But that's
8,000.
right in the costing penetration pricing. Enter the market, you will get your market salary soon.
Got it. So 8,000 dirham is per month, right? Which is
Per
somewhere
month, yeah. So any decent company will not offer below 8,000 for a professional, for a chartered accountant.
Got it. Which is approximately, I think, 1,76,000. ठीक है, जिसको
Yeah.
नहीं पता, जो बोल रहा है 8,000 ही मिलेगा सिर्फ, ठीक है, is in dirham, right? Do not get worried. So, Vaishnavi, what is the cost of living in Dubai? मतलब, supposedly I got 8,000 dirham a month. How much will be my cost of living, and how much I will be able to save?
So if you are not party person, if you are not too lavish, like those fine dinings, then 4,000 is sufficient.
Okay.
If you have habit of eating out, restaurant, concerts, movies, because a lot of that happens in Dubai. So cricket match, people put video Instagram statuses with cricket match, AR Rahman concert and Hani Singh and whatever. So if you don't go to all of them, then it is 4,000. Otherwise, 1,000 extra for that entertainment. But 5,000 is sufficient for one person to survive well.
Acha. So I think if you live a lavish life, so again definitely you'll be able to save 3,000. Again, it comes to 60-70,000 आपका INR में saving होगा, जितना आप यहाँ पे कमाओगे
जो इंडिया में सैलरी मिलता है उतना सेविंग आराम से होगा minimum. And you are not doing it for day one. When you after 5 years, when you get say 40,000, you will go only 5,000 to 10,000 in your expense, but you will save 30,000. At that time, 30,000 is 6.6 lakh or say around 80 lakhs saving. But in India, you will not grow so fast. So you have to think, if you are coming here for 5 years, you have to think not for the first year, but for the second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, life will become much better. As you stay longer here, you will have enough saving to retire early.
Got it. So, Bhavishji, supposing if someone decides to come to Dubai for interview, right? What are the things he or she need to consider or do before they are going to that country?
I'll say connect people on LinkedIn. Ask your questions, ask your doubts. Even if silliest ones, first of your mind has to clean up. So if you need YouTube, Google, if you have to ask people, connect to at least 15-20 people who want to help you in that country, because they are your real asset. On day two, you get struck on whatever thing. So a lot of people send me offer letter saying that, sir, can you check? I have this offer and this offer. Which one is better? Or should I take this or should I not take this? So there are people who want to happily help. You have to find those people, speak to those people, take the help and reach somewhere where you are comfortable then. So connecting to those 20 people of your own, like I'll say, connect to 1,000 people. Of that, 500 will reply you, 500 will post those few jobs where you might be you can be part of it. There are 10-20 people whom you can ask, can you help me? My accommodation is shitty, I want a better accommodation. Or can you help me with your I'm not getting my telephone connection. And this, people who can help you on small things, and all those people will be your team here in your goal.
Got it. So you're saying that before you go, you should find a good references, where to go, which HR to connect with, and which all companies to visit, and some of the people, those who can help you out in that country, then only you should try to go. Otherwise,
it will make your life easy. Like, I know a lot of people who don't connect well, and they feel maximum challenge in any part of the world.
Got it.
Connection has its own benefit, and that's why Facebook and LinkedIn are thriving, right?
Got it. So, Bhavishbhai, what is the highest number of, or which country have the highest number of chartered accountants moving? Is it UAE or which country?
So UAE has highest number of chapter. So our chapter is the biggest. We have 3,000 members who are part of the chapter, and there might be 3 to 4,000 people who are not part of the chapter. And this is I'm only talking about Dubai, not Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi has another 900 member chapter, Abu Dhabi chapter, and they have another 900 people who don't care about chapter or who don't go once they get a good government cushy job. Then they don't have time. Also, they have families, so they don't mind. They don't need professional networking, I guess. So
Got
9 to 10,000 people only in Dubai currently. Entire GCC, especially Saudi, is very big market. Saudi pays 2 to 3 times of the UAE. Qatar pays 1.5 to 2 times of UAE any day. So for same resource, you will be paid 15,000 in Dubai, 25,000 in Qatar, 45,000 in Saudi, or maybe 50,000 in Saudi. But Dubai is much more open, much more easy. You feel comfortable. You can bring your family. So people prefer Dubai. Qatar is slightly less open, and Saudi is still opening. But time is coming. They are moving fast in terms of reforming their country where people become comfortable. The rest of the world has understood that young people are the real asset of the world. Oil has gone. Like now renewable is taking over oil. So oil is not the commodity. The biggest commodity is the young people of the world, and India has enough of those. That's why I'm very positive and bullish that nobody can stop India.
Got it. Great. So, Bhavesh, just also one more doubt students are having that supposingly, okay, I decided to go to foreign countries, but what are the roles will be offered to me? मैं वहाँ पे बैठ के क्या start audit करूँगा, or should I be doing an internal audit? What will be the roles offered to me?
So all the roles which you have in India, so be it accounting, be it MIS, be it stat audit, and now stat audit is also picking up in this part of the world. Tax audit. Then a lot of people are financial analyst, investment analyst. DIFC is a place where investment analyst job are there. Fund management is not so big in UAE, but at least investment analyst jobs are there. There are a lot of family offices who do lot of these stakes have billions of dollars, and they keep 1 or 2 or 3 investment analysts, one CIO, chief investment officer, and they run their family offices. So those jobs are there. Apart from that, finance managers, finance controller, finance directors, internal audit is big in UAE. People do a lot of internal audit because people who are owning are very different people compared to people who are managing. And every company where people who are owning and people who are managing are different. They don't there has to be some mechanism which says all the processes are running fine, compliances are running fine, and that's why internal audit is big. So these are few roles, I'll say.
Got it. Bhavesh, I also wanted to know your take on direct taxation coming to Dubai. I think 5% if I'm not wrong.
No, so it's a 9% for local companies below 750 million euro is 9%. VAT is 5%.
Okay.
And any company where it is a multinational company and turnover is about 750 million euro is 15%.
Okay, got
So
it.
Ireland had world's lowest tax. So Dubai almost literally took it from there that 15% makes sense. Yeah.
Got it. So what's your take on the hiring of a chartered accountant after this taxation is in place?
So yesterday there was some seminar by Fame Advisory, and Neerav Shah, the guy, senior member, he's a ex-KPMG and one of very good friend. So at least we need 50,000 to 100,000 chartered accountants only because it's not only UAE implementing, right? Yeah, UAE has 500,000 plus companies which require at least say on 10 on 1 at least. So 50,000 people are required in UAE. Currently, I'm seeing very heavy poaching from Saudi, Qatar, other places, where significant economic activity is happening. If you understand, Saudi is growing at last year. There was a quarter when Saudi grew by 16% because oil jumped because of Russia-Ukraine war. Currently, also Saudi is growing at between 7 and 8%, and it's $1 trillion economy. It's not small economy. So a lot is happening in Saudi. There is one city which is built on $1 trillion. They have enough money. They have never raised a foreign debt. They have net debt zero. They have trillions of dollars invested elsewhere. So all this money needs to be managed. So there is very significant hiring in rest of the GCC also. Like Saudi will hire 5 times UAE to manage the same situation.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So in fact, till now, I think I am also feeling motivated that I should shift my CMONC office to Dubai and the countries like Ireland. How many
So,
of you are feeling like ki you should go to foreign countries, getting a vibes of this is something which I never known in my life or career. Just yes or no in the chat box, please. Wanted a honest feedback, right? I think Bhavesh bhai has convinced us to a next level. In fact, I am also feeling that अब सीएमओ का ऑफिस दुबई जा रहा है ना एंड तो दैट इज देयर बट डेफिनेटली राइट दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच वाज नेवर टोल्ड टू अस राइट जनरली हमको पता नहीं होता एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट अवेयरनेस for all these things out and I think the mentors like Bhavesh bhai are helping us to us and you all of us students right to get into a right direction. Great, really happy to see this out. So Bhavesh, right now moving to some other countries out which are well known. Generally, people talk about Canada, right? And so you're giving a practical approach. Yes, very correctly said.
so
So
Canada
yeah,
is very easy country. From if you are in UAE, like a lot of friends moved. It took 6 and 8 months. Now Canada also requires very serious number of people. I told you reason, like everybody wants that demographically, get into the right position. So they are hiring big numbers. They need some 270,000, 265,000 qualified accountants this year. Uh, so anybody who's qualified CA, typically from UAE, at least what I know is it takes 6 to 9 months. Pretty easy PR thing. Once you get a PR, if you stay more than 1,000 days or something, you get passport. Canadian passport is also very strong. It helps in a lot of ways in traveling a lot of countries. So should not be a issue.
got it, got it, got it, got it. And what about Australia?
So if I have to choose between Canada and Australia, I'm more bullish on Australia only from not from money growth point of view, but your work-life balance, or maybe from weather point of view. Weather is beautiful, and it doesn't go -40 and -30 because those are depressing. Those temperatures are depressing. If anybody has not stayed in cold country, they need to go 15 days for a visit and then decide for that country. If you go to Canada, go in winter 15 days, and if you can survive, then you should decide to get a PR, because process is long. Once you are invested, then you are more uh, you know we cannot be affording the loss, so people generally continue the process more or less.
Got it, got it, got it, got it. Bhavesh, I see a lot of people are going to Africa, Nigeria. A lot of hirings are there. What's your take on this?
So I had and I told you, I think I told at
Yes.
least before, that in past I was working with Baker Tilly BTA, and I don't want to say if there was any intention or anything. We got a call from Gabon. The Olam was moving to Gabon, and certain people moved, certain people from ITC moved to Gabon, and there was a guy from Bihar. He went there. He was very sharp and very intelligent guy. Uh, he unearthed some fraud there, and uh, after a few days, he had some disease, and we felt that there was some wrongdoing there. His body was greenish when his body was brought back, and he died there. So I am not very big fan of Africa, only for the reasons the security is not that great. If you understand, the insurance premium in Nigeria is 24%. There is 1 in 4 chance that you will die in Nigeria. So I don't want to send anybody to a country. See, Kenya and all, there are far and few countries in Africa also which are okay. But if somebody is moving to Africa, I'll say there are better countries to move. Africa is beautiful country nature-wise, beautiful country otherwise, but security is a threat, and I will not stay in any country where security is the issue.
Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay, I think people are asking that Australia versus Dubai, which is a better on money and lifestyle.
So Dubai, if you are close to your family, if you are big families, if you don't like your family, you can go to Australia, because once you go to Australia, very less chance you will visit your family more often. I have my brother's wife. Her mom got cancer, and she had to travel, and it was nightmare. You if you are working, then it becomes even difficult because you have to get leave, you have to arrange, and it's 14 hours flight, right? And it is at least 50, 60,000, and it's not about money. Beyond a particular point, once you are working, you afford the money. But then it is a lot of hassle. Your kids are going to school, you have to match your leaves with their leaves, and a lot of stuff. Dubai is relatively easy, hop, skip, and jump. If you want to go Thursday night, you can go and come Monday morning, no problem. Friday is the only holiday you are taking that you can take sick leave and typically cover up. So it's that easy. Elsewhere, Australia and all, you cannot, go so easy. Weather-wise, it's beautiful country. It's a nice country. There is nothing against Australia. Uh, Australia has enough amount of land. So world's biggest houses are made in Australia. Average house is 218 square meter or something, which you can't find anywhere else. People who love land, like people who want to do something with big farms. But again, the problem is you don't get people. So if you're a people's person, Dubai at least has high, uh, at least connectivity between people. Lot of social events, lot of uh, in Australia, a lot of my friends say if they are in interior, if they drive next 1 hour, they don't see the people. Like
Achha.
it's like depressing to me if I don't meet people.
Got it.
And there is a networking effect. So all of us are discussing this ideas. Somebody will get some idea. Somebody works on some other idea, and people do a lot of beautiful things because of networking of thoughts. Like that compounding growth of your thinking process. If you don't have too many people, there is a challenge there. But otherwise, Australia is nice country.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So, Bhavesh bhai, your take on Singapore and Germany.
So Singapore is small island, right? It's 749 square kilometers. Expensive as hell. Compared to that, I'll say Germany. I'll choose Germany because Germany is that way a sizable economy. So if you stay in a country which is very small, your possibility beyond that boundaries become limited. If you go to Germany, it's 3.8, 3.9, or at least $4 trillion economy. So it's a sizable economy. Second thing, education is free there. uh, Overall, also work-life balance in Europe is much better than anywhere else. So after 5 o'clock, no boss will call you. They will never, never. They are so precise in their way of working and all. So best thing about Europe is people are very sophisticated. They will not bother you after your work hours. Very beautiful work-life balance. You will get time for your health and hobbies, which is great.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Bhavesh bhai, you mentioned a lot of things about UAE and Dubai, right? If you could name some of the companies or the places where a lot of chartered accountants are hired, so that at least student can do some research or
So
yeah.
chartered accountants are hired in audit firms which are not great, which are great. But I'll say if you are aiming, somebody is aiming, they should aim ADI. If you know, Abu Dhabi Investment Authority has 1.2 trillion asset under management. If you go, you get 3 times whatever is private sector Dubai pay. Similarly, ADNOC Group is there, Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. Similarly, entire Abu Dhabi pack where there is a government intervention, IHC, all those, they pay 3 times average Dubai private sector salary. So if I stay in Dubai and I get say 50,000, my friends doing same thing in Abu Dhabi will get 150,000, and this huge jump. And their gratuities are better, the leave salaries are better, their bonuses are better. Everything is much better. So Abu Dhabi over Dubai, many people ask me. So young people like Dubai because Dubai has a lot of nightlife, lot of other things. But even if you stay 5 days in Abu Dhabi and still go to Dubai, because Dubai is 1 hour, 70 minutes drive basically. So people come, Abu Dhabi people come to Dubai to enjoy, but they will like Abu Dhabi because it's peaceful. It's everything is close by, proximity, everything very well planned city. Uh, yeah, Dubai is lot of roads, lot of over bridges, lot of circles. So it becomes at a time a little tiring in a way. I'll not say compared to Bombay anywhere, no. 25 minutes, 30 minutes is good drive in Dubai. In Bombay, you take 2 hours to reach somewhere. So Abu
That's
Dhabi is even more simple. You can literally walk to work. You can use electric scooter. You can do bicycling. Easy, like that easy. It pays well. It's peaceful. So between Dubai and Abu Dhabi, now going to company MR is biggest real estate company. Deva is one of the biggest. All these are government company. Deva, MR, or say even Etisalat, uh, Dubai Holdings, TCOM, or FTAs. Federal Tax Authority are the biggest recruiter at this point for sure, and they pay well. You need to be CTA, Chartered Tax Analyst or something, if you want to be absolutely in their favorable list. Um, so these are few recruiters. Apart from that, I was part of ESS Algar group. So Dubai has a lot of this group culture. So Al Futtaim is very big group. Isa Saleh Al Garg is very big group. Al Yusuf is group. Yas group. So there are big groups which which has some 40-45 companies, and they pay well. They treat people well. At least your career trajectory is safe in every way.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Obviously, there are audit firms, PKF, MBG. These are easy entry points. So they are always hiring. You can always send a CV and get an interview. So if you're not getting interview, PKF or say MBG or Baker Tilly or GT even up to some extent, and the Christian Man, and these are easy firms where you can just send your CV. You will get an interview, crack interview. You get a basic 8-9K salary. Similarly, if you go to corporate, you will get 12K against that 9K. But tax firm, these audit firms are good place to start, because in 1 year you will see 40 businesses, and one of business will offer you much better salary after 1 year.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So, Bhavesh bhai, is it a good to say that if someone start with the audit firm is good, or should I start my career in India with 2 years, 3 years in one of the again big audit firms, then I shift to Dubai, their audit firm, and then I
I'll
start a career there?
more earlier you come to Dubai, more better it is. So if you are at 23, 24, please come here, because then you don't have that baggage of I have to marry in 1 year. So you have stayed here 2, 3 years, your wife becomes comfortable. Otherwise, what happens when you come at a later age? You have either wife, and when you come, your wife do not want you to go alone. And if you bring her, then if she is not feeling well, you can't go for interview, or she has not ate, you have a problem. So I tell single is the best for Dubai for sure. If when you are single, it's much easier to go back. It's easy. So come early. When you start early, Dubai will never upset you. You will get enough time to stabilize, make some good money. Then you bring your wife. No problem. Kids will be taken care of, and so on. So earlier is better, because once you go into that 30, 32, I have 2 kids or one daughter, wife is pregnant, difficult. Then emotionally, otherwise also it becomes, you take less risk at that age, right? In terms of moving countries.
Got it, got it, got it. So, Ajay, you told about all these opportunities. Now, supposedly, if I go to Dubai, I gave the interview, I got selected, I started working there. What if I don't like that country? What are the exit options available?
So exit options are, obviously there are other countries. So a lot of friends tell me, and India is never a bad option. I'm telling you, I am only waiting for India's infrastructure, especially health infrastructure, to improve. I went to hospital here, and my father was like in a 5-star facility, almost a shower room equivalent to 5-star hotel with that glass door, this, that. So I was telling my father, "Day India's infrastructure, health infrastructure has become this. I am going back." And my father used to take medical vans in rural of India, because we had a civil hospital, and those people from nearby villages used to come, and civil hospital was choked to an extent. All the staircases, people's relatives were sitting, and all those things. So he has seen the pain of India. So when I told that India's infrastructure become this, I'll go back to India, he was like, it is never going to happen. I was like, why is he so negative? Because he's very pro India. So then he was like, for this, the kind of number of people we have, it becomes difficult. And I understand it becomes difficult. I'm optimistic. I think someday that is going to happen. But when you come here, you feel privileged to be sick. Like, everything is in your favor. You have a literally call like this with a doctor, no problem. Medicine comes to your home. 90% is paid by insurance, 10% you have to pay from your pocket, which is like 7 dirhams, 10 dirhams. When you go for test also, you treated very differently. No queues in hospital. Hospitals are like at least 3-star hotel kind of situation. So you feel privileged. Like, when you are sick, I have been in a situation when you don't get doctor in time, and you have those challenges in at least rural India. I don't know about uh, big urban cities, but yeah.
Got it, got it. So exit opportunities are there. So can I come to India back after working in Dubai for 2 years, 3 years?
For sure. So I was in there. I was in Dubai between 2004 to 2007, and then whatever personal reason, my wife was like, "If we want to stay with parents, missing them." So we went back. I went back to Mumbai. I stayed there for 6 years, and those 6 years also were successful. See, if you have studied your direct tax in 15 days and gave exam, people tell me that we'll forget tax. So I tell them that, if you did it for first time, you will do it second time. This time you will have even much more money. So you can survive 6 months. If you don't do job, you will not be worried. Second thing, you can go to same classes again and learn same thing, or you can literally take some seminars. BCA like Bombay Chartered Accountant Society does a lot of seminars there, and institute does enough updation. So you are never short of getting a right source of knowledge. Go to few seminars, and it's not only tax, right?
yes नहीं that's true नहीं correctly mentioned यार जब हम 15 दिन में पूरा सीए फाइनल पढ़ते हैं बिफोर योर एग्जाम्स फिर 6 महीने बैठ के फिर से पढ़ लेंगे अगर दुबई से इंडिया आना ही है या कोई नया टैक्स लॉ पढ़ना ही है तो फिर से पढ़ लेंगे उसमें क्या दिक्कत है
बिल्कुल
Right?
बिल्कुल
मतलब ग्रेट माइंडसेट राइट मतलब ठीक है क्या हुआ ज्यादा फिर से पढ़ना पड़ेगा पढ़ लेंगे राइट बट डेफिनेटली वील गेट अपॉर्चुनिटीज यू कैन मूव टू डिफरेंट कंट्रीज आउट नाउ विल ओपन द फोरम फॉर ऑडियंस फॉर 5 minutes and then I think we'll wind up the session. Right, जिसको भी डाउट्स है, it will be great if you could put your doubts in the chat box. We'll be really happy.
Guys,
Right.
I just want to say one thing. My battery is showing 10%. Actually, I came in Abu Dhabi and I had to. I do not wanted to tell you no. So if it get disconnected, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to cover. I think 10 minutes is for sure.
No problem, no problem, no problem. Bhavesh bhai, is a good communication required whenever we are going to be joining Dubai or moving to this?
It helps. It surely helps. So please spend some time on your communication. We have spent so much years on our technical education. Go to say. Indo-Americans, go to Toastmaster, do something about yourself. Maybe Shivam, you can help people to ensure that good, at least that basic communication has to be there. Institute is doing GMCS and all, but at least I tell people in interview, 45 minutes, you should be able to sustain about yourself, your strength, weaknesses, and you should be able to tell a good story about yourself. So brand yourself, write about yourself, speak 20 times in front of mirror. Uh, so with all that, I think communication is must here because you are talking to 200 nationalities. A lot of people in Europe are very good with communication. As much as they are bad with numbers, they are very good with human tacklement and communication. And you are competing with them, right? So you need to be, you are at least interacting with them. I have a sales director, absolutely stunning person from Scotland. So I have to at least understand what she is telling, explain what I am saying. Because if we can't talk to each other, then we can't create value in this company.
Got it. So English is something which is required, right? No need to learn the local language or other things out.
No, English is sufficient for most of the part of the world. English should be sufficient. Like, I'm talking about Europe, GCC or US or Canada or Australia. All these are English speaking country. I went to Turkey and I found little challenge in with English, Hindi or other languages. I was feeling that Turkish language is slightly different, and there only 5% people might be speaking English. In those countries, you will have problem, but otherwise GCC, no problem. People speak Hindi also very well.
Got it. Bhavesh bhai, someone is asking that can I give a virtual interviews if they are scheduled for the foreign countries?
So PKF hires from India. Recently, I got call from a girl saying that Abu Dhabi PKF offered me an offer letter sitting in India. So there are companies which are offering. However, my key challenge is when you take a job from India, they will think that in India, these people might be getting 70, 80,000. I'll call them for 120,000 or 150,000. When your real market might be here 180, 200. So you will be always underpaid. And this is every month, right? So what I'm telling is if you spend 100,000, come on a visit and find this job, you will get 2x or 3x of your India salary. So ROI is solid. Payback period is like 60 days. ROI is 3 times every month, like month on 100,000, you are getting 15 lakh extra, right? So why you will do that? Because if somebody hires you for lower salary, this is high cost economy, right? Because you spend 100,000 only for your good survival, right? So when you are getting only 150,000, you will feel my friend is getting 200,000. I am getting 150. Yeah. And I also believe that process of coming here and searching job by yourself gives you tremendous amount of confidence. If you lose job, you know that you have done this once, how to reach the market, how to talk to people, how to call consultants, what to say to them. If you have done that, that experience helps you when you lose the job anytime in future. People who got a job from India, they will take that job, do that job for 5, 6, 7 years. They will not negotiate their salaries harder because they are afraid of losing job. When they lose, they will go back. Like they hardly find job again. If you come here and do this process of finding job once, you will be much more sharper, brighter, and smarter to have a confidence that if you lose the job, you will find another time.
Great. Got it. I think a few questions are there, but I think
No,
we
it's
should.
okay. I got my battery fixed now, at least.
Okay,
So you,
it is done. Okay. Got it. So we have 5 more minutes. So can we set up a practice in UAE if we want to do it?
yes, but it is little challenging here in terms of this is a slightly high cost base. So I generally don't tell people to start your practice day one if you have not been in this market. Two ways to do it. Like people who want to do it, if they have a CA farm in India, 30, 40, 50 people, they can put one or two people and allow them to come every 2, 3 months for 1 month or something and understand if they have to at least do a market research for themselves because Dubai is over competitive market. There are 30, 40 CA firms. So everybody who is here, everybody knows everybody because it's small city. Like this is not very big city. It's not even in Bombay, it will be like Borivali to Andheri. So it's not a very big city. In terms of 25, 35 lakh people, everybody knows everybody, at least in senior positions, everybody knows everybody meets each other. So anybody coming from outside only on cost competitiveness, you might not be able to move business. So you need to really create relationships and get your business. It's an expensive place also. If you take a license, you have to keep some space. If you want to hire somebody, you need to spend on visa, insurance. And then if you are, until unless you are that 2, 3 years of survival funding is available, it will be very difficult for you to grow from like it's not jugaad economy where you can today come and think my client will pay me and I'll based on that I'll get registration better. You cannot work like that.
Got it. Some people are talking about the people are talking about recession outside India. So does that impact the foreign jobs in Dubai and other countries out?
So fortunately what Dubai did is during COVID they lost 1 million people. We were around 9 million, 9.3 million people, and during COVID a lot of people lost the job, they went back. So two things Dubai did right is first of all they took care of people here. So literally embassies came all out to say that we will help you to find the jobs. uh, I was writing big on unemployment insurance. Fortunately now from 1st of January they have unemployment insurance in place where you get 3 months of your basic salary if you lose your job after 12 months of you joining. And so there are certain conditions, but if you lose a job, they will provide you. Also, the second thing they did is they did a lot of this golden visa, 10 years visa, where a lot of HNIs are coming from Russia, India, everywhere, and so on. And so, a lot of people, when they came here, they bring a lot of money, they buy a lot of property. Property prices have skyrocketed. Like one of the articles says last year, property prices in posh area went up by 88%. And I have bought a property in mid of COVID. It has gone up by 30-40%. So property prices are rising, which is taking entire economy up. Dubai was always high on tourism. So even FIFA World Cup happened in Qatar, we got a big benefit. Like, every flight was, everybody after playing a football, they wanted to come and stay in Dubai. They wanted to party in Dubai. So hospitality is big here, real estate is big here, banking is decent because the rate of interest are much lower and people take loan here and invest in India for real estate and everything. So there are very strong pillars, and Sekmama that diversified well like beyond oil, and that's why I don't see any possibility of recession. We are expecting 5.3% growth on a developed economy, which has the average per capita GDP of $69,000, which is like huge. At this base, you don't grow more than 2-3%. We are talking about 5.3% growth. This year's budget was surplus budget, so we did not have deficit. Government has planned to make this place a global financial center, top 3 countries in the world by 2033. So finance professionals are more than welcome. They moved from Friday holiday to Sunday holiday only to ensure that we are aligned to the rest of the world in terms of financial center. So a lot of reforms are happening, and the reforms gives me enough confidence that you will not have recession, at least in UAE. Where you will not have recession in India. A lot of reforms are done, and that will only allow you to have a better stability.
Got it.
Similarly, for other GCC countries, Saudi has made enough money on oil this year, last year. They are spending big. There is no chance of they having a recession in next 1 or 2 years.
Got it. Great. I think Bhavesh bhai have a lot of experience, right? And I requested Bhavesh bhai if you could curate a course or curate a module for 10 hours, 15 hours, student can watch and get a clarity of everything like visa, job application, resume, and everything which someone needs to get to foreign countries out. I've requested Bhavesh sir. So Bhavesh sir and CMONG team are working there, and we are going to be launching a small course for a foreign countries, right? Those who are dreaming to go into foreign countries, not only chartered accountants but public at large. So that is again one of the biggest course which we are going to be launching soon with the support of Bhavesh bhai, right? And we definitely want to create a change, and we wanted to ensure that the student should not sacrifice their dreams, right? देखो यहाँ पे आने के बाद definitely you must have learned something new, right? You must have known lot of things, right? Bhavesh bhai is quoting the data like as if he knows everything. I'm भाई साहब इतना कैसे पता है इनको? That is the one thing.
I love to read. I love to read, and that's why all these things are on my fingertips for sure.
Right. So you talk about the country, he's putting the numbers out. This is the population. This was the death of people which was there, right? And that itself also motivate me. Why can't we have something, a course or something sort of? So I requested Bhavesh bhai to do something for the students out, and he's doing a lot of for the community. So I'll request, please, just once, right, before we conclude, right? I want all of you to please unmute and give a round of applause to Bhavesh bhai for this session, right? Unmute karke, please unmute karke, right? A round of applause for.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you so much,
sir.
sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Thank you,
much,
sir.
sir.
Unmute
Sir,
ఎందుకు
how can we
అయిపోయింది
connect
ఇంకా
with you?
Yes.
Link.
Yeah, I think yes, Bhavesh bhai. So sorry, you got on mute. So you can connect Bhavesh bhai on LinkedIn, right? He is there with us. He's gonna be helping us. Bhavesh bhai, you can unmute if you want. Yeah.
So sometimes it becomes difficult to answer everybody, but I try my level best to answer everybody. Happy to connect on LinkedIn. I generally share my WhatsApp number so that you can message if you can share CV or something. But at the times it becomes overwhelming to respond to everybody because I'm a finance director. I do CIO, CFO, and I have a startup. And apart from that, this is a hobby. This is pure passion to help people because I genuinely believe there is a big arbitrage between India and elsewhere in terms of skills and the kind of money which can be made for India. So happy to help. However, I might have my limitations. If I can't answer back, I'm extremely sorry, but I'll try to answer back at least, if not today, tomorrow, or in some time.
Great. So Bhavesh bhai is doing great for our community, right? It's very difficult to find a person like him, and definitely we are really happy to have him as a mentor and guide for all of us, right? I think time to wind up the session. I think we already overexceeded the time, and Bhavesh bhai also want to go for kite festival, so I don't want to take his time and trouble him out, right? So really, thank you once again, right? Definitely others can thank him in a chat box, right? We'll be really happy to read the feedback of the session, right? Others, then please share your feedback about the session on the chat. And YouTube wali janta, right? If you have still any doubts, you can put your doubts in the comment section. We'll be really happy to cover all those doubts, right? And you can also share the feedback of the session on a live chat. And those who are watching it later, please give a comments about this session. We'll be really happy to have more sessions out, and definitely we are going to be coming with something big in terms of entire module or a course where you can learn about foreign jobs in detail, right?
Yeah, so we are trying to do country by country, how you can start, how many months you can reach, what is the visa process, do you have job search visa, do you have a offer and then you get a visa, and so on. So lot of analysis I'm trying to do to ensure that I do a justice to the topic country by country.
Great. So great. Thanks, Bhavesh bhai, once again, right? Huge learning, right? And definitely we'll love to have more session in upcoming days.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks, Shivam, for it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.